Vindy, let's quickly look into Nasdaq. First thing that I'm sure you guys have noticed, it's a trend line that is actually now acting as resistance since we are below it. Make sure that when you draw a trend lines, you are using the highest points around your trailing points. Okay, the tips: don't draw trend lines like this. Don't do this. Trying to fit them. If your teacher is doing that, chances are they probably never did or studied mathematics anyway. Okay, nevertheless, this is what we have, and you can see that price rallied up. Big up to my students, those who actually took buys based on the fact that this took out stop losses of those who actually bought earlier. The trend riders who were willing to ride this to the upside. Big up to those who actually managed to capture that. And yes, I hope now you are out, like you said, because we were targeting the halfway of this engulfing candle there. Okay, which is nice. Remember, this engulfing is holding a lot of sellers, but look at where you are selling. You have this high, you have that high, you have this high. Which high it's more suitable for you? Do you want to sell here, or do you want to sell there, or do you want to sell there? Remember, you want to sell high. You want to sell at a much higher price. You can see here on your y-axis, these numbers are going up. This is price, okay? This is going up. You want to sell at a much higher price and buy at a much lower price. Okay. So selling right here, I'm not comfortable doing that. And also because there isn't a cool signal yet. You can see how this thing is attempting to give us a pin bar. But still, this pin bar, it's not at the extreme high. You see, if the pin bar was there, it will make more sense for me to sell. But this pin bar is blocked by price. It's blocked. You can see there's no room. There's no room. I say if you want to turn, make a U-turn, you need space. Okay. You need space. If you want to make a U-turn, you need space. Eh? Does it make sense? So if you're using this to create a trend, go back down. You need space. The same signal should have space. But if you were to take, suppose you take a rectangle and move it to your left, you can see there's no space. There are other candles that are blocking it. So this is why I don't ever sell on this particular shandies. I know people are probably saying, but price is going down. You should have. That's not how I do things. Okay. I do not guess the direction. I need to wait for something. So if this thing comes down, it's fun. But the fact that we managed to capture the one to the upside, that was a cool one. So what now? This is Thursday or rather Friday slow, which is acting as support. Okay. When then we have Thursday slow down here, which again is acting as support. So we have this Friday side there acting as a resistance together with Thursday's side. Okay, I'm gonna keep this to a beginner's level. Okay, you won't see anything hectic, anything weird. Okay, so if you are a buyer, guys, look at where you are. This is your resistance, this is your support. Obviously, cannot be right now, you cannot be selling around that point. The reason why we bought here was mainly because we took out Friday's low and we were closer to this bullish engulfing from Thursday slow. Okay, so if you watch the previous video that I uploaded, here's a link there. You can see this. That's a link. Click there. You can be able to watch that. You will understand why this trade was necessary. So it's the same thing that happened on the Monday, the previous Monday. So it will also help you guys to know which gaps to trade and which gaps not to trade. If your gaps are not violating the previous daily lows, daily highs, then do not take them. That's another thing. And also the size of your gap. If your gap is super, super big, don't take it. because it was probably induced by something huge. Because I've seen a lot of traders who always assume that the gap is gonna close, and then they see a ghost. They see flames. Okay. So I'm pretty much sure this is not the daily high. This is not the daily low. Price will still possibly create new highs and new lows. So that's why for now, I am not going to take any trade, but I will be expecting maybe a push to this high, because this daily Friday daily low might hold, or it might be broken a little bit, maybe followed by a pin band and pushes price. We might see price going up, but we know that here there's that guy that up there. Okay, down here we know these guys are waiting somewhere around this point. You can see this engulfing candle and this one as well. Okay, they are waiting around this region, buyers and sellers. That's why we actually took buys around this point. It was mainly because we were around this engulfing and we took out this structure as well. And in my head, whenever I see a gap, I think of it like it's a continuous candle. Maybe the market just didn't print it, or the platform didn't print it. And the fact that this gap was breaking out of structure gave me another reason to buy it. Because if it does this, then we need to see a pullback, which is a retest, which is actually what we capitalized on. And I discussed this with my students during the private one-on-one yesterday. That should we see a gap, we're buying this thing because it's going to retest this trend line, and we actually saw that. So the plan was to buy the retest, right? So, but if you don't plan your trades nicely, you won't know what to do. So that's the plan. So what's the plan from now on? The plan is to actually buy, let's say, the plan is to actually buy low, and the lowest point you can get it's this. So if price can come down to these regions, we'll potentially look for opportunities to buy. It might be creating a new daily low, or sell high. We have this guy. If price can take out this guy and approach that zone, we're potentially gonna look for opportunities to sell. Remember, I do not gamble like you guys do. I wait for opportunities. If opportunities do not come, there is other instruments that you can trade. All right, there's a bunch. There's these guys here. There's this, that, 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 that. There's a lot of things that I can. You see, look at the US shares. You see, you have your cryptos, then you have your indices. There we go. Don't force, because a lot of people are losing money on Nasdaq because they force Nasdaq, because people are trading under the illusion that I'm only going to make a lot of money with Nasdaq. Sharp, but you're also going to blow because you're obsessed with the fact that you're gonna make money, but you don't know how you are actually going to make money, and you don't want to know how you're actually uh, going to make money, and you don't want to be disciplined in timing your entries and knowing when and when not to trade. Then you won't make money. You'll make money today, blow tomorrow, make money today, and you look for signals. Please, guys, don't DM me asking for signals or asking if I say I don't sell signals. I don't sell signals. I repeat, I do not sell signals. I do not sell Nasdaq signals. The only time I will give signals is I will give signals to people that I teach, because they understand where the signals are coming from. But if a random person just says, do you sell signals? I don't, guys. Please, man. Don't be obsessed with signals. But ask me something else. Because I can't just say sell and you don't know why you're selling. Tomorrow I die of corona and you cry because you say, I'm gone with the signals. But if I was to die, the people that I've taught, they're still going to be able to do this thing without me, right? Because I made them to be independent, not to depend on me. But they actually find almost the same signals or maybe better signals than I do. And I'm proud of that. because the goal is to make sure that people become better traders than I am. I ain't the best out there, but I make sure that people become better than me. I've seen all the people that I've taught, they also teach others, and yeah, they 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 do almost everything that I taught them to do. So it's easier for them to come up with signals because I taught them what I'm actually sharing right now. So don't be obsessed with the issue with signals. Okay. At least try to find out how I do these things. Okay. So you could be looking at some sort of an expanding triangle of some sort. Price could potentially come down to this and then later on push up. And you can see that might give birth to a harmonic pattern, sharp pattern of some sort. So that is why I'm saying the idea is we might sell up there. Should this come down nicely, might sell up there. Your sharp pattern could be formed by that, or your sharp pattern could be formed, let me get a different color, formed by this. You have two stuff to look at. So once this daily low, maybe this daily low might be cleared. Once this daily low is cleared, you might once again look for opportunities to buy down here, similar to the daily high there, once it's cleared. Okay, that's how you can look at Nasdaq. But in between these things, I don't know what people will be doing in between these regions. I'm only showing you what I will actually do or what I'm actually going to do. Should price reach this area? I'm not interested in what's happening here because the biggest move actually took place here. So inside this move, there's nothing. There's a strategy that I actually use for the news, and it takes advantage of the biggest moves that actually take place. But we don't trade during the news because let's face it, during the news, how many pips does the market move on average? You're looking at 60 pips, 70 pips. And then after the news, how many pips does the market move? Later, couple of days, maybe 2 days, let's say 2 days after NFP, how many pips does the market move? Exactly. It moves more than it did during the news release. So why risk everything just to take 20 or 50 pips? Whereas you could be looking at a long-term trades that can give you 150 to 200 or 300 pips. Okay. So the obsession about trying to trade the news or guess the direction is what actually killed a lot of amateur traders. Okay. So make sure that you know when to trade and why you are trading those things. So down here, that's where you're going to look for such opportunity because we have a daily low, we have a daily high there, but a little bit of a violation that will do. Okay. It might also give birth to another sort of a pattern there. You're looking maybe the butterfly pattern of some sort. Okay. And then you can start buying. All right. I hope this makes sense. Should you have any questions, please make sure to DM me, send me a DM. There's a link in the description box below. The one other thing, please, guys, stay away from asking for signals. Please, I beg you. It kind of annoys me when you DM me and ask whether I sell signals. I don't, guys. The only thing that you can get access to is the 21 days course or 31 days course, whatever the period might be. That's the only thing. And I'm not gonna come out there and say pay 5,000 for such. My goal is I'm not making money out of. I mean, if even if I sell this thing, let's say 600, it's about $30. Super small. Okay. The goal is not to make money out of people. I hate this thing of selling a 2 days course for for, for trend line strategy for 6,000. Okay. Because niggas will die of hunger right now. Reason being, people are not gonna buy those courses. Niggas are not gonna do those seminars, and then they won't be able to pay their cars. So you need to check the people who are sustaining their lifestyles out of these classes and all that. That's why I hate talking about these courses. I don't want to talk about these courses. But the more you guys text me, you are pushing me to to do these things. I actually didn't want to do any course. They didn't do any courses in like 2 months or so until now. So because people kept on asking, and I wasn't gonna say pay me 6,000 and all that nonsense. No, guys, because you still have to find your account. Because I'm thinking of that, people still have to fund so that we can learn and trade at the same time. So yeah, that's the thing. Please don't ask a lot of questions about the signals and all these things. And when you DM me, please make sure that you get straight to the point. Don't create and do this in the name of Jesus and make it long. No, make it quick, 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 quick. This is what I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what I want. Then yes, we'll do it like that. Otherwise, sharp, give this video a thumbs up or dislike if you're all about that business. You can share the video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out on the next videos that we're gonna upload. So you can share with your Facebook friends, with your WhatsApp friends, and all that thing. You can comment if you want to comment and say, Vindi, you're talking crap. Yeah, I'd appreciate that as well. Negative feedback, it's also cool as well. Otherwise, sharp.